Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at XRP, seeing what's going on. We're going to take a quick peek at the back-end data with some liquidation levels and just quickly understand best practice and big picture on what's going on here. It's kind of doing what we thought it would. Pulling back to that 0.382 Fibonacci level, bounced, tried to break through 0.236, didn't. 67 cents provided a resistance level, and now we're on our way down. Complete transparency, we have a short open at around 66 cents for our community, so I'm confident we're going to be able to hit our targets here soon. So that said, though, we're going to talk about how low the price could go if it does, and obviously help understand where we're at. Quick little heads up, we did partner with Bitunix, so if you do have KYC and VPN requirements for most exchanges that you've been struggling with, then great exchange to utilize. Honestly, they have a phenomenal benefits, obviously, for registering if you use my link below, but if not, either way, just know there's some options for you if other KYC or other exchanges that require KYC. I do hear down the pipeline BingX may be requiring that, so we're just trying to get ahead of the curve. All right, so when it comes to XRP, let's talk about the daily and work our way down, okay? Because we are still honoring this ascending trend, so we got to recognize that we still got some bullish signs here. I don't think the sky is falling just because the price pulls back a little bit. Try not to think that. If you're emotionally attached to this coin, don't be, because you shouldn't be like that on any coin, honestly, because it's one thing to support support a community, but it's one thing to be bullheaded and to just lose a bunch of money because of that. Okay, so we always try to look at the charts abstractly. In fact, let's go ahead and look at the back end data here first and kind of recognize there's a lot of shorts entering the market. We got a lot of shorts essentially leveraged at about 71,000. 71,000. Sorry, I analyzed Bitcoin recently. 71 cents. And really, at 71 cents, we can see the largest amount of volume there where there's hardly any liquidation levels to the lower downside. That basically just implies that within the last 7 days, we've seen the bias on this coin shift from bullish to bearish. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean you have to just jump on board and go bearish with everyone else, but it does imply that there will be a short squeeze at 71 cents if the price comes up to that level. However, I think if I recall correctly, previous liquidity levels have been swept already, so I don't think that we're going to see, much of an increase here in the near future. It would make more sense for the price to pull back. Okay, now talking about a pullback here, I've been mentioning this previously in other videos just to kind of give you perspective. 0.382, 0.5, and 0.618 are common retracement levels. In fact, let's go ahead and pull this up again, just so we got a better chart. And truth is, this 0.5 level will likely be tested because that's where we see a lot of volume here previously, and that was right where the price action had a lot of resistance before it broke out. That typically works as a new support. Okay, so again, I've got my limit order, correction, not a limit order, an alert to consider a limit order at 61 cents. Okay, but for right now, we're going to consider shorting until that level. All right, so that's generally speaking the idea there. Again, it could bounce off 0.382, which it has before, but it just feels like there's enough momentum to continue down lower. Let's talk about the momentum, of course. We can see stochastic is swinging down pretty hard. RSI is down under 70, which is good. Honestly, between 50 and 70 is a good place to be. It's not like we're in dire straits by any stretch. But we do have a pretty significant MACD divergence here on the daily, which is kind of one of those stark realities you got to respect and understand that, hey, that could very well pose a problem later. We've got a fair value gap as low as about 62 cents, so that's half the reason why I think we're going to see that 0.5 level, because that fair value gap hasn't been filled yet. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, let's go ahead and quickly get perspective here. And just note too, on the 4-hour time frame, we do have a liquidity level up here at about the 71 to 72 cent mark. That's why we see the largest amount of liquidity there, because tons and tons of volume is coming into this exchange or these exchanges to short sell this coin. And that's right where all the leverage is hedged at. Okay, so anyone using, you just say 10, 20, maybe even 30, 40x leverage, they're all hanging out right there. Okay, so just keep in mind that's not a great sign. We are diverging in the MACD as well. We are below 50 on the RSI. This is another bearish confirmational sign, and the money flow is coming away from this coin. So there's not really too much here on the 4-hour time frame that's giving us a consolation or helping us feel better about a decision to take a long position. If you're taking a long right now, I don't think it's very wise. We do have this lower liquidity level that is getting swept here. Once again, right at about 63 cents, we could very well see the price action come down to that level and bounce once it sweeps that lower liquidity. And there is possibility of that. So this could be the bottom of 63. I'm still leaning a little bit more towards 60, 61. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there. Again, we've got a lot of volume here at this level at 61 cents, so that's going to provide us decent support now that we've broken below this volume range here effectively. And if we take a look at So the 4-hour time frame, we also want to look at TD sequential and recognize we're at a 6 here. So we're about, 24 hours into this continuation of the downside. We have maybe roughly 12 more hours of bearish momentum, okay? Before the price could turn around. Doesn't always, but we could very well see the bottom here in the next 12 hours roughly, okay? Last but not least, we do want to look at the HMO Cloud and just kind of get perspective on where things are at right now. It does look like we are still on the bearish side of things. If you have a short position open, it says to leave your position open. Conversion lines below the baseline, we're well below the cloud. So the truth is here, there's no reason to take a long position right now. It'd just be ultra risky because you're trying to swim upstream if you're doing that. Okay, so most of the signs here for XRP are pointing down. We got to respect those signs until they change. The last thing I forgot to touch on would be the moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. And we can recognize here that with us being below the 20 and the 50, that's a bearish indication. Okay, again, we took our short position when the price action broke below the 50-day SMA, and that's typically a confirmational sign that I like to use. We have the 100 coming up here, honoring this ascending trend, and the 200 trailing behind. So there is still potential support, but being below these two faster moving averages leads me to believe that we could see further downside, at least for the next 12 hours. So we'll reevaluate XRP again here soon, kind of see what's going on, but that is essentially the situation right now. It's not dire straits though. You got to keep in mind, big picture, coin still has tremendous potential, but anything that goes up has to come down eventually, right? And Bitcoin correcting itself now, it makes sense, okay? Finally, we're starting to see that divergence, okay? So again, not saying you should get heavy on shorts, just consider maybe some longs at maybe about 63.5 or 61 cents, 60 even. Those are great dollar cost averaging targets. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. I hope this made sense to you and you learned something here today. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.